Up next, we have a princess who's here visiting who has a very interesting story. Please, everyone welcome Snow White.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Snow White. I've traveled all the way from the castle to tell each and every one of you a story. So please gather around while I tell you a story. Since meeting the dwarves long before, Snow White knew the path to the cottage well. She could often be found visiting them. But one day she was busy talking to her little woodland friends, and she got lost. But she found another cottage, and so she knocked on the door, hoping that someone would be home. Knock, 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 but no one was there. So she quietly opened the door and stepped in. Oh my, she said. Instead of 7 little beds, there was 3 giant chairs. Who lives here, she thought. Then, just as Snow White had discovered an enormous dining table, the ground began to shake. Boom, boom, boom. Oh no, she said. With a groan, the door opened, and in walked 3 of the tallest people that Snow White had ever seen. What should I do now, she said. Snow White cleared her throat bravely and stepped out in front. Excuse me, she said. Oh my goodness, said the giants. I am so sorry, said Snow White. I did not mean to frighten you. I just let myself in by mistake. Let me introduce myself. My name is Snow White. Oh, said the largest giant, it's okay. You just scared us a bit. We don't get visitors here often, but now that you're here, please join us for dinner. The one giant helped her climb up into the chair. Here are some cushions for you, and here's a small plate and a small glass. Why, thank you, said Snow. You are all so kind. The next day, Snow White was telling the dwarfs about her adventure. Giants, she said. Sleepy on, aren't they dangerous? Not at all, said Snow White. Don't trust them, said Grumpy. You can't trust anyone who's tall. But I'm no taller than you, said Snow White, and you have to come and meet them at some point. Snow White thought for a few days about how to introduce the giants to the dwarves. She just knew they'd get along, so she thought, I will throw a party. On the day of the party, Snow White announced, we are going to play a game called Snap. And if it's something that's true for me, then it will be true for you. Oh, I love this, said Doc. Here we go, said Snow White. Why, thinking for a minute, I have 2 eyes. Snap, yelled the giants. Snap, yelled the dwarves. Snow White turned bashful. I have 2 ears, he said. Snap, yelled the giants. Snap, yelled the dwarves. Next was the largest giant's turn. I have 1 nose. Snap, yelled the giant. Snap, yelled the dwarves. I guess we have a lot in common after all, said Grumpy. Why, yes, you do, said Snow White. And one more thing that each of you have is in common. You are all my friends. And they all lived happily ever after. Thank you so much for joining me. It was so great to see each and every one of you. And until we meet again, remember, you are the fairest in the land.